Hey, and welcome to another Geek Out commentary. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
So we're, as you can probably tell, we're done with Mad Max, getting ready for Fury Road. Now we're ready for the next summer blockbuster, Jurassic World, by watching the Jurassic Park trilogy. I think it's fair to say the Jurassic Park trilogy figured pretty prominently in our childhoods. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yes.
I never saw the third one, but the first two definitely, especially this one.
I saw all three in theaters.
I actually have a funny story considering the first one that we are watching right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your funny story?
Yeah.
My father took me and my sister, which we were way below age to be able to see this film just by ourselves, and at the scene where the Tyrannosaurus Rex eats the lawyer, my sister has a nervous breakdown watching that scene and just has to leave the theater immediately, and I'm giggling
Bruce
like
Wayne style?
Yeah, and I'm giggling like a little schoolgirl, being like, I don't want to leave. This is so awesome. And my father ruins the movie by making us leave early.
Naturally.
I feel like this is the first film that I owned in PG. This is the first PG-13 film I ever owned. Like, I remember getting it on VHS for my birthday in like 1993 or 4. At that point, it would be 94. So yeah, it was pretty definitely formative. And I was always a big dinosaur kid as a child, and this kind of fed into that pretty hardcore.
Yeah. I had the Jurassic Park Trapper Keeper, and it was awesome because it came with a map of the island, and it had the cover was the T-Rex tearing the tire off of the Ford Explorer. So cool. I miss it.
Yeah, and up until the release of Titanic, this was the highest grossing movie of all time.
I still have my Jeff Goldblum action figure from this movie.
Nice. I loved the Jurassic Park game at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
Where you were in
the Jeep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those were cool. And of course, Jurassic Park on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, where you could either be Alan Grant or the Velociraptor.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. And actually, Josh and I went to high school with a young gentleman who is in this movie. He's a body double. I forget his name, and I feel really bad. And I should have tried to dig out my yearbook because it even mentioned it in my freshman year yearbook, which I think was before Josh was at the school. But yeah, he plays the body double for the young kid. I forget the little boy's name.
The character's name is Tim. The actor's name is Joe Mazzello.
Yeah, he played a body double for Tim during the Gallimimus scene. I think, if I remember correctly, based on what the guy told or the kid told me, is that it's him hiding behind the giant fallen tree trunk. Whenever you don't see the kid's face, that's him in that scene. So, hooray! I know a celebrity.
There you go. And without much further ado, Chris, cue us up for Jurassic Park.
Faux show. We are watching my copies of the Blu-ray box set. There are no special editions or anything like that, so you should be good watching it whatever medium you're using. Right now, I have the counter set to all 0, and it's paused, and I will give a countdown and tell you to hit play along with me, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. And there we go, the beautiful Universal logo right off the bat.
So apparently Michael Crichton, when he was first touring the Universal a lot in the 70s during the production of the Andromeda Strain, the person that gave him the tour was up-and-coming filmmaker Steven Spielberg. And they hit it off so well that, it led to, a friendship that culminated in the production of 2 adaptations of his films.
Of his books?
Yes. Yeah. Michael Crichton wrote novelizations based on Spielberg films, not the other way around.
Yeah,
worked out well for him.
Funnily enough, I remember a little while ago I discovered the beauty that is Westworld, and watched it, and that was a Michael Crichton script, not a Michael Crichton novel. That if you watch it, you're like, this seems like a rough draft of Jurassic Park with robots instead of dinosaurs. And it's very similar to that one episode of The Simpsons where they go to Itchy and Scratchy Land.
Yeah, he directed Michael Crichton directed the follow-up.
The Future World?
Yep.
This scene is like if you have cats trying to get them to get in their crates to go to the vet. This is exactly what this scene is like in real life.
With just as many deaths.
Pretty much.
At the end of the experience, your family's screaming at you to shoot it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm gonna have to take your word for that.
Now, I have either the distinct advantage or handicap of having seen this with the riff tracks. And I remember one of the things that they do on riff tracks is they have a disembodied voice every once in a while saying the lines of dialogue so you know that you're still in sync. And this was one of the hardest movies that I ever owned to get it in sync because that shout of keep it clear or keep it, or whatever he says is one of the lines that they say, but they say it twice within like 5 seconds, so I never knew which one to sync it with. So it was always always just kind of like, well, it seems like he's saying this in relation to that. And also, I apologize if I recycle any of their jokes because it's so ingrained in me because it's Weird Al and Michael J. Nelson doing the commentary, and they're hilarious.
Yeah, I'd say you were at an advantage, Chris, for watching this film with riff tracks.
This guy got the shortest straw.
What a counterintuitive way to get them into the
Everything
paddock.
else is automated.
Yeah. And how does that cause it to fly back? And why does the velociraptor stay in the little pen?
Yeah.
It's just this scene makes no sense.
Why does it pull him up so high?
Yeah.
Why does God need a starship?
These are the questions we will
Just
never
like the
get
beginning
answers
of-
to.
And then those
Spielberg's
guys go
Jaws.
inside.
Yeah.
Just
You don't see what's happening to him, but it's just terrible.
Yeah. You're alive
Yeah.
when they start to eat you.
So he lives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the book, this dude totally lives, whereas in the movie, he just dies really fucking hard.
Yeah.
In the best kind of way possible.
What he just said there is he basically just bet everybody that money that this dude's gonna fall. I think he also shows up as the big drug lord in Clear and Present Danger.
He does. It sounded like that bird was doing a Three Stooges impression. There it is again.
Originally, they thought about filming this in Costa Rica, since the island's off the coast of Costa Rica in the book and the film, but found it was too difficult, so they ended up shooting the majority of the film in Hawaii.
What an idiot. Just like a stormtrooper.
That means, boys, give me light. But yeah, Crichton had sold the movie rights for Jurassic Park for $2 million before he even published the book. The script is based off his initial manuscript.
Right, because
They fucking knew it was going to be a big deal.
is it after Park that the rest of the films vary greatly from his initial work?
I mean, this one varies quite a bit from the book. I'd say up until a certain point. I'd say there's about 30 to 40%.
I like that he picks his nose right here.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
like,
Dino
fuck
There it
boogers.
is.
Yeah.
It still cracks me up. When I was a kid, I thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
I in the theater, I was just like, bah!
But the, I don't know. I feel like it this certainly the Lost World diverges a bit.
Yeah. And then I feel like Jurassic Park 3 ended up being like just their attempt at shoving in all the things, or a lot of the things that they had cut out,
Yeah,
like the T-Rex swimming.
yeah, and the pterodactyl sequence. Of course, Montana is the home to the largest known dinosaur graveyard. Originally, because he had such a good time working with him on Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Spielberg wanted Harrison Ford for Dr. Grant and Sean Connery for John Hammond, but they both turned him down.
I would have loved that. Last Crusades all over again with dinosaurs.
A dinosaur. Originally, Juliette Binoche from Chocolat was supposed to be Dr. Sattler. But, again, apparently Spielberg didn't get all of his first picks.
Oh, no. Dr. Grant's the anti-computer.
Yeah, Dr. Grant is dumb.
He's acting like a gigantic magnet.
You know, I felt bad growing up because I didn't see Dr. Grant in a lot of movies other than this, but like every time he would pop up, it would just be, oh, it's Dr. Grant again. And like now I know his name is Sam Neill, but like for the longest time it was just Dr. Grant.
I knew him from Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
No papers?
Oh, this fucking kid.
The one that I thought looked like a young Jake Gyllenhaal, but it's not actually Jake Gyllenhaal at all.
Sure.
It's just a little shit.
Little chubbykins.
He's kind of got like Gyllenhaal's eyes. That's where I think
he's like Gyllenhaal mixed with Andy Milonakis.
Gyllenhaal
my
before
show,
he
I'm
like
Smandy
hits that
Schmiller
growth
Schmockers.
spurt.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted this kid to get eaten by a raptor in one of the movies.
Yeah, you know, there's a fan theory that this is Chris Pratt's character.
I've heard that theory.
I would be all for it. Although I think with the timeline that they kind of announced where they're kind of disregarding... Well, no, they said it's, 20 years later after?
Yeah, they're like... The way I understand it for Jurassic World, it's like... Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 still might have happened, but we're just not going to mention them at all. We're not going to mention there was a T-Rex in fucking San Diego. We're not going to mention that.
Even though that's kind of how Jurassic Park, the book, ended?
The book ends with the dinosaurs getting on mainland Costa Rica and then just starving out.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like a lysine. They build them with a
lysine
lysine
deficiency.
Exactly. Which they reference here in the movie in a very kind of offhand way. They're like, oh yeah, we built this safeguard.
Guy just shouts lysine in the background. You're like, oh, there.
Lysine!
Vomiting from eating all the lysine.
Yeah.
He's got the Canadian
Did
tuxedo
you know that?
on.
Did you know that Laura Dern's only 25
That's crazy.
in this?
Right now or in this movie?
Yeah.
She's 7 while they're filming this.
Yeah, some city miles.
Yeah.
City height, too.
It's those Dern
Smell.
Those Dern genetics.
I like how that kind of sounded like you were just saying darn, but like with a southern twang.
Darn genetics.
Darn genetics.
Cover me.
Oh fuck! He's landing on
me. Josh gets that. He just won't acknowledge it.
Nope.
I'm sure Sam gets it too.
I just like how John Hammond is apparently just able to teleport from the
right.
helicopter
No one-
into the trailer.
The geography of this dig is very off. Or he's been in that trailer all along and he just needed the grand entrance.
Yeah.
Wearing really tight pants.
He's got the best, like, whenever they say his lines, they zoom in on his face so he can say it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Richard Attenborough hadn't acted for quite some time. He's better known. I mean, he won the Best Director Academy Award for Gandhi, but he hadn't acted for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And much like Sam Neill, I really only know him as John Hammond, not John Hamm. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be even better.
Don Draper is as played by Richard Attenborough.
I start watching
John
the show.
Hamm playing the character John Hammond.
Well, surely you've seen the 1990s Miracle on 34th Street because he's Santa
Oh, yeah.
Claus. in that.
no, I haven't.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
What?
that's the one. I feel so bad because I've forgotten her name. The little girl.
Mara Wilson.
Yeah, the one Mara Wilson movie out of like the 5 that I haven't seen.
You've seen A Simple Wish?
Okay, fine, 2. Jesus. Sorry, I didn't know you were going to quote me her entire IMDb profile.
Ah, well. buddies.
It is Sam.
We are buddies on the web.
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever made a drinking game out of that phrase in this
Spared
movie.
no expense.
Yeah.
He in the book, his character is such a dick. But after Spielberg cast Richard Attenborough, he's like, he can't be an asshole. He'll be
Santa.
he'll be a showman,
I mean,
like the filmmaker that he is.
to be fair, though, he does come off as a prick a few times.
He comes off as very irresponsible.
He comes off as more idealistic than pragmatic.
Expecting things are just going to work out the way he wants them
it's
to,
like-
just because he wants them to.
Isn't this fucking cool? And as like people get eaten, he's like, maybe I should.
Dinosaurs are cool, right, guys? Look at how
Well-
they chomp. They're chomping us in half.
No, right when it goes bad, he starts to try and actually justify himself.
I think and he's justifying it to himself as well. He's not like, hey, don't blame me for this, but he is as much trying to tell himself that, like, it's not that bad. Because to be fair, this is a guy that God knows how many years and how much money he's put into it, right?
Yeah. Oh, I just broke my hip.
He's really like just a little child with a sugar high through this entire film.
Yeah, like I said, he's kind of got this showman aspect that I think Spielberg kind of like clung to, because Spielberg's also kind of this very imaginative, at least at this point in career. He's doing a lot of films like, he's coming off Hook when he's making Jurassic Park, which is all about, childhood wonder.
And all about the bass.
Archaeologists, you throw them money and they'll say yes to anything.
Well, yeah.
Ah.
Not exactly a growth industry.
This is one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
Lively Mexican music. It's in Costa Rica.
Beautiful landlocked Costa Rica. Oh, that joke would have been so much funnier if I had waited another minute.
Yeah. It's also not actually landlocked.
Is it?
No, I've been there.
Oh. Okay.
Now Wayne Knight. Glad to see he got some work outside of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Though he is in the Ray Stevenson Punisher movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He gets fucking rocked.
Lost a lot of weight too.
he was so good in that movie. I liked his character.
Was it Mouse? I forget what they call him.
He was basically an ally.
Yeah. Nobody cares. Now I'm covering up my bald spot, asshole.
I love how like gleeful he is in this scene.
The squeaks.
Yeah, the squeaks. Oh my god, the squeaks.
Good thing you asked, otherwise I wouldn't have given this to you. Poor man's
Comes.
Kiefer Sutherland.
There it is.
When I was a kid, watching this movie when I was really young, I didn't get that it was like shaving cream.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah.
I thought it was just whipped cream. I didn't get he just totally dicked over whoever got that cherry pie.
Just they smothered it all over. This is gonna be so good.
Chances are it was his cherry pie. So.
Yeah.
And he probably forgot and didn't care.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodds.
I just handed you a briefcase with $50,000. Well, at least he's getting his fruit in. That was a big pineapple chunk.
The Han Solo of the Jurassic Park world.
Laura
This
Dern.
movie-
Yeah, Laura Dern and Jeff Goldblum got engaged, after the production of this film.
Wouldn't you?
This movie has some of the...
With which one?
Jeff Goldblum.
I would get engaged to Jeff
This
Goldblum.
made me. This movie when I first saw it, just made me the biggest Jeff Goldblum fan.
Yeah. This movie is Jeff Goldblum being maximum Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
kid, when like time kind of starts to bleed together, I felt like there wasn't as much of a gap between this film and Independence Day.
Yeah.
There's like a 3-year gap.
I have Independence Day.
I mean, they did reuse the line "must go faster."
So I have the Jeff Goldblum toy from this movie. I also have the Jeff Goldblum toy from Independence Day.
Do you have it from The Lost World where he also says must get faster?
No, just Jurassic Park and just Independence Day. I love the music for this. I mean, it's almost like goes without saying. But
It's one of the best John Williams
I
scores
love it.
like
I love
ever. Not just the fanfare, but like the.
He's so good with
the-
fanfare, though. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean
like that's his bread and
loves the-
butter.
I mean, this was one of the most original musical pieces he had done since like the Star Wars Indiana Jones / Superman
Yeah.
theme.
It wasn't just generic French horn. Though I really did like. I mean, he did the score for Schindler's List and stuff. He did the score for. I really liked his score for Lincoln.
Kid in a candy store.
Are those gold-plated seatbelt buckles?
Spared no expense.
I don't know how to work seatbelt buckles.
They don't
I've-
teach us in paleontology school.
I've never been on any vehicle that requires me snapping a piece of nylon felt to another piece of nylon felt.
I just know how to pick dirt out of T-Rex's nose.
Yeah.
I like his, solution though. That shows,
Smile.
So
Yeah.
cool.
it shows creativity and smarts.
Jim Cameron is wanted to make this film, but Spielberg ended up outbidding him. He wanted to cast Schwarzenegger as Alan Grant and Charlton Heston as John Hammond.
That movie would have been. This movie would have been so much different.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton as
The
No, but
testosterone.
Yeah, or was it Sigourney Weaver? I don't know. You can find it online.
Welcome to fucking Jurassic Park.
After he saw
Get
the,
away from her, you bitch!
after he saw the movie, he said, "I don't think I could make it better, but I could make it my own. It would be a bit more violent because, of course, it would."
Yeah, because I'm James Cameron.
In our somewhat immediate local area, we actually have someone who owns one of these Jeeps.
Do we?
Yes, they did theirs exactly like that.
Oh, I saw. I
they
saw
painted
pictures
it up.
of that.
yeah.
I thought you meant they owned one of these.
The quality on it, I wouldn't be surprised.
Some people, some paleontologists asked Michael Crichton, they're like, "Why did you pick a T-Rex for the Jurassic Park logo? T-Rex is from the Cretaceous period." And Michael Crichton was just like, "It just looks cool."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay."
Yeah, there's like 3 different eras of dinosaur on this island. Calm down.
It's like, so he took creative licensing.
It's almost like it's a work of fiction.
Yeah, it's like, should I just call the movie Dinosaur Park? Would that be better?
It's almost like the Dilophosaurus doesn't exist.
Well, it does, but it doesn't
Or-
spit.
yeah.
Doesn't spit poison.
But there's no way for us to know whether it would or not.
It's true.
We weren't there. These dinosaurs could have feathers.
Yeah.
I always forget that Crichton was.
We'll get to that film.
was responsible for ER.
Yeah.
With Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both his executive producers.
Michael Crichton having been a doctor
Yeah.
before becoming a writer, or
Yeah, that's
maybe
where-
while being,
Which is, I think, why that show was such like a 'cause
Absolutely, yeah.
he
although
lived it.
not the most medically accurate medical TV show.
Scrubs.
Yeah.
Oh, and coming up, we're going to see one of the most violent head turns you've ever seen on
Yeah.
film.
There is a deleted scene, which actually shows up in the trailer, which Chris just showed us, where you see Ellie Sattler get the leaf that she's holding. Whereas in the theatrical version...
She just magically has it.
Yeah.
And
And
snap.
dead. If this were a Die Hard movie, she'd be dead.
If it was Schwarzenegger, she definitely would have been dead. Here, look out the window.
Of a Schwarzenegger, he would have thrown her out
Yeah,
the
look
window.
at the fucking dinosaur.
I gotta say, this shot blew me away in theaters. And it still holds up pretty well. Like it's better than Episode 1 CGI.
And it's interesting that you bring up Episode 1 because Spielberg couldn't handle a lot of the post-production duties because he went right into pre-production for Schindler's List out in Poland. So it was George Lucas that supervised a lot of the post-production for this film. And when he was doing it, he realized that special effects
The guy driving, sorry, is like, I see this every fucking day. Man.
Yeah.
This isn't that big of a deal.
I have a pink shirt on.
Yeah. They make us all wear it. But when Lucas saw what was available when he was doing post-production for Jurassic Park, that's what led him to start active development on Episode 1.
So Jurassic Park is to blame.
For Jar Jar Binks, yes.
That also confused me because it doesn't look like his head gets that much higher up in the air
Yeah.
by lifting his legs.
He's showing off.
Yeah, he's peacocking.
Yeah.
Also, that dinosaur doesn't exist.
Well, it's a Brachiosaurus.
Is it? I thought it was a brontosaurus.
No, they don't reference. Well, no, they do. And the only reference to Brontosaurus in this film, I've seen this film a lot, guys, is when Wayne Knight's going through getting all the embryos. One of the embryos he grabs is Brontosaurus, which, as Chris was alluding, doesn't actually fucking exist.
Yeah, it's just a Brachiosaurus with a different skull. I forget which skull, but it's a different skull.
without the
mohawk.
Yeah.
Is something I should have said a half hour ago, and while looking at you instead of looking at something else.
Look up the melodica cover for Jurassic Park when you get the chance.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Look at that. If we had just turned left, we would have seen all of this beautiful stuff.
Yeah. How did we miss the Brachiosaur?
That's what you say? She's like, that's a fucking dinosaur. They move in herds.
They're around dinosaurs all the time, Jake.
Yeah. They move in herds. I always suspected.
Magic.
Lots of fucking.
ILM.
Just awkwardly brushes his hand against his face. I'll show you.
You'll know in time.
Also, growing up, I wanted one of those Jeeps.
So around the time that this movie came out, my family owned a Ford Explorer, which is the automatic driving cars that they use in about 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, we should dress up my Explorer like this.
How fucking cool is Jurassic Park and Islands of Adventure?
Pretty cool.
Has nobody?
I wouldn't
I did.
know.
I've never been to Islands of Adventure.
It's the tits. It's awesome.
I've heard.
Sweeping the floor.
Yeah. It's got Spider-Man.
I'm so clever.
Do I look dead to you, motherfucker?
Oh, it's
sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to the seat, but thanks for letting me to know how to
pick my-
sit.
Oh, we're supposed to sit in these. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I thought I was just gonna take off all my clothes and jerk off onto them.
Go Bloom. Hello. It's like Bane.
So does that mean John Hammond is there for every show?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
every single showing. He doesn't actually go to the park because
His plan was to be like an intricate part of everything.
Just be the showman, I
He
guess.
wanted to be there for the birth of every dinosaur. $65 million. God.
The voice of the DNA strand is Jimmy Dean of Sausage fame, and also Diamonds Are Forever.
yeah.
Willard White speaking.
And the inspiration for why I pronounce dinosaur.
Dino DNA.
They gotta fill the holes with the coal.
You know, I gotta imagine somewhere out there, someone's got a tattoo of Mr. DNA.
You've inspired me to think about it right now.
Kind of looks like Clippy, but not
Yeah.
fucking useless.
But he's not something I want to beat the shit out of. Unlike Clippy.
No, I regret nothing.
I never went to Paris. What is that guy shoveling towards? Just filling the hole behind them.
Yeah, it's
Don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up, don't fuck it up.
What? In the butt?
Sophisticated.
as in a drill and a needle. Sophisticated.
whack.
It's like Ultron.
I don't understand how that's helping them.
I don't know. I just think
Why does he need a sneeze guard?
Yeah. Why does he need the power glove? Why does he need two?
Why does God need a space?
Power glove is so bad.
I wish Rob Zombie did the animation for this scene.
And the music.
Yeah.
Nazi zombies.
That's one of the best songs from the Underworld of El Super Beasto. They just narrate everything that's happening.
I like how the lawyer, his mind's on autoerotica.
Yeah. And by the way, Josh, to answer your question, yes, several people have Mr. DNA tattoos.
Nice.
Oh. Damn it.
How do they have sex? Are we going to watch them have sex?
How do we get off this bloody ride? Snap, crackle, pop.
Goldblum is worth the strength of 10 men, I'll have you know. I feel like this is my first exposure to Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, that and Patriot Games.
That guy was on the Power Rangers for a little while.
And he'll be in Jurassic World.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Wait, he
was a
was
Power
in
Ranger.
Power Rangers.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
I might be wrong. Now you have me questioning myself.
Because he did Law and Order too, or at least one of them.
I think he was on a CSI. Maybe Law and Order. He was a lab tech of some sort on a crime show.
Law and
love this
Order. He
moment.
played one of the shrinks. I want to say it might have been SVU.
Everyone was on SVU.
Yeah, but he was like one of the regulars.
Even Stephen Colbert was a bad guy in SVU.
You got to start somewhere.
Isn't Stephen Colbert a bad guy on everything? That'll get the letters written. How dare you say that about Stephen Colbert?
Have you never seen Harvey Birdman?
No.
Oh. He's an attorney at law.
I didn't know Raptors came with raspberry jam. Or is that strawberry?
I don't know.
Yeah, metal.
Grant's just like, me, pulling out my, me.
Yeah.
So the imprint on the first creature they come in contact with, that means that Chris Pratt must have had 4 or 5 eggs lying around in Jurassic World.
Sure, why not? Duh, didn't you know that? Didn't you watch the whole Mr. DNA video?
It was foreshadowed with the
The Raptors
seatbelts.
Like, yeah, this rules. Because one day I'm going to
'Cause they're
kill
just-
all of you.
Without the slots.
Ah. Don't touch the eggs. If not, can I?
He's got like the genie pose.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, your wish is my command.
Yeah, you're right. He was on SVU. There, what is?
I have to take off this pencil for added emphasis.
Oh, that's right. I love hot dogs. I like, pickles, mustard, relish, and that's right. I'm a vegetarian.
You're a terrible dinosaur expert.
I'm just thinking of everything said as Arnold Schwarzenegger. You bred raptors? Why would you do such a thing?
Takes the claw out of his pocket.
If Jim Cameron
Checks
had
it
his
to the
way.
little one.
I would love to have seen this. It's like the Lone Ranger.
What do you think?
Sexing it.
There's one happy-looking cow.
Kobe beef. Alejandro.
Yeah.
Don't call my name. Don't call my name. Alejandro.
That's like, I hate that Lady Gaga song. And I like Lady Gaga.
There are worse Lady Gaga songs.
There are. But I really don't like that song. And I love Lady Gaga.
Don't call my name. Don't call my name. Roberto.
Yeah. Don't worry, I won't.
I'm going to do that on Tuesday just for you.
Thanks, buddy.
I know you're not going to be
And
there.
Jake won't be there like usual.
Yeah.
I'll be watching The Flash.
Maybe it'll be the Doug Jones episode. Ah.
Jeff Goldblum clearly has an erection during the... It's just like...
Hand poised, ready to go down.
Yeah.
This guy is the original lead in the Edge of Darkness miniseries.
Oh,
that
yeah.
later would be remade starring Mel Gibson. Both directed by Martin Campbell. Unfortunately, has since passed away.
What was Alan Grant waving at?
Muldoon actually survives in the book because he's a badass.
It always bums me out that he dies.
Yeah. But one of the best lines.
I mean, he gets, one of the most quotable lines ever.
Of a girl.
And then you just see it eating his face.
It's electric. Do, 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 do. What a clever transition.
I can't handle shaved carrots. Gross.
I only eat my carrots in baby form.
Yeah. Give me.
like carrot sticks.
Yeah. Where?
I don't care for horse meat.
Why are these not stewed?
I like how all their aprons are.
Yeah, in case you didn't know you're in Jurassic Park, you're in Jurassic Park.
Coupon days.
To be fair, John Hammond, it's a private island off the coast of Costa Rica. How do regular people make it? It's not like regular people make it to the fucking Galapagos.
Wait, they don't have private jets?
They don't have their own helicopters? Discipline. Remember that word, son.
Line.
Watch out, cockroach. There, got it. Got it.
I'm going to create a flock of condors.
That seems like just like a terrible room to eat in.
Right?
All
Those
pictures and stuff?
projectors.
Yeah. Just awkward pictures of Hammond standing in front of things like, hi. Yeah. Does anyone touch their food?
No.
Nope.
Because it's shaved carrots. It's a shaved carrots on top of it. What are you doing with that? It's like putting chives on
They
things.
They were never in the mix to begin with. How can they be in the mix together?
The sole purpose of chives is to make you work while you're eating your food.
No offense. No much offense. Sir, your sex slaves are here. White kids.
Now, I remember when we saw this movie.
Please
when it
don't
got-
break my bones.
when it got- when it got re-released.
Dad! My legs no longer work.
How much this girl looks like Chris Jericho. I love you, Chris Jericho. But
Ariana Richards.
yeah, the girl kind of looks like Chris Jericho. Y2J.
There's
The,
such a difference between these and the Jeeps.
The kid,
Well, they are Explorers made by Ford.
Tim, played by Joe Mazzello, originally auditioned to play Robin Williams' son in Hook. And Spielberg liked him but felt he was too young, but promised he would cast him in his next film. And here he is.
And that kid in Hook went on to do almost nothing else. He was in Dick Tracy as the kid, but I can't remember if that was
When do we
before
eat?
or after.
When do we eat?
Yeah, I
And then
really
this kid
didn't
went
like
on to
that
be
kid.
in.
And then he was in
Nah.
Can't Hardly Wait. And that was pretty much it.
Tim from this went on to be in Pacific, right?
Yeah, he plays one of the leads. It's really weird watching him really love dinosaurs, then going to really loving killing Japanese soldiers.
Was it that much of a stretch, though?
It's pretty much the same thing. Gratuitous butt shot from Dr. Alan Grant there. Little shit.
To be fair, Chris, that kid's pretty much exactly like what I was at a young age.
A little shit.
Yes, exactly. Do you reference hearing about something from a tech magazine?
I'm gonna put you in the lion tamer until you tap out. 1, 2, 3. Or the walls of Jericho.
That's why they're not an item in Jurassic Park 3.
He's got that look of, I should have snapped your neck in the Jeep.
Okay, Alpha 5.
Well, he makes an excellent point. Why didn't he build in Orlando?
Because there's already a park there. Owned by an evil mouse.
Sometimes I like to believe that this movie is why Samuel L. Jackson has one eye missing in the Avengers.
But he loses
and
an arm.
There's actually a deleted
Superhero logic.
or a scene that was scripted where you see him get killed, and he was really looking forward to filming it, but because an actual hurricane hit the set in a movie where a hurricane hits the characters, then it got cut.
To be fair, that opens him up for coming back, because if you don't see the death, it means it doesn't really happen. You just know he only has one arm.
Guys, I think we're gonna crash.
Oh, good thing everything's automated in this park. Just in case we hadn't established that enough.
I feel like every Jurassic Park video game started out with you going past that gate. Like certainly the shooter at Chuck E. Cheese.
Ooh, Richard Kiley? I don't know who that is, Mom.
Spared no expense.
Neither do I.
I mean, at least they acknowledge that they, technically had no idea, or would have not had any idea that the Dilophosaurus could spit poison.
Yeah, that was an embellishment created by Spielberg to come up, I guess, with an imaginative way to kill off Wayne Knight.
That's not even in the book?
He dies a different way in the book.
Does he die hard?
Everybody that dies in the book dies hard. Fucking Henry Wu, the scientist that we saw in the egg lab, gets his intestines eaten out through his back.
Damn.
Not hard enough.
And now he survives.
In time to come back for the sequel.
And fuck shit up again.
Yeah, because they make the gigantic whatever.
Super beast.
You can see in the TV screen on the left, he was watching Jaws.
Yeah,
which of course is directed by Spielberg.
What?
Little self jerk.
Jolt.
And no Butterfingers, which he was just accused of having. Meow, meow.
Shut the fuck up, all of you.
Clearly the most dangerous animal in here, which is why the fence just dips down to the left there and doesn't actually save anyone from anything. Even as a little child, that bothered me. When they made it, they were probably like, no one's gonna notice. I synced it.
It's been a great
Star
tour
Wars?
so far.
Not to continue pulling jokes from the riff tracks, but around this point, Weird Al said something about the "Don't show the monster" trick worked so well in Jaws that Steven Spielberg decided to never show a monster ever again.
Can't fault him there.
But then die off because there's no more men. Oh. That's
Feminism.
It's still a great line.
Is it though?
It's a cute one.
Metal 6 and
Hey,
6.
it's a cute little goat. I wonder what they're going to do
Devil
with him.
horns.
Slipknot.
Kansas. I am hated. Dun, 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 dun. Tubular.
Perfect representation of me and my sister seeing this movie.
Is your dad a lawyer?
No,
So it's not a perfect analogy.
I was just talking about the kids. Fuck the lawyer.
I don't want to fuck the lawyer.
Is your sister a hacker? Can
No.
she work a Unix system?
Probably not.
It's alright, Ellie can't work a Unix system either.
Because she doesn't even work on a Unix system.
Because Unix systems are text-based. Or at least more text-based than it's presented.
Most exciting park in the world.
Everyone needs that camera.
Aww. But we love his character.
Oh, it's okay, honey. You just opened a can of worms.
That wasn't simplified at all. This is just him picking her up at a bar. Oh, a Jeep in the wild.
Don't see that very often.
Yeah, this is just a fucking creepy.
I don't want to look at this. It's fucking stupid.
It's. Ugh.
Yeah. I'm totally... I've always was Team Alan Grant over Team Ian Malcolm.
Yeah. I kind of like was forced to like him after The Lost World because I loved The Lost World so much, but like, but I was so bummed out that Grant wasn't in Lost World.
Yeah. Comes back for the lesser sequel.
Yeah. Which, when I got these Blu-rays, I rewatched all 3 of them, and I was like, 3's not as bad as I remember it
Three
being.
isn't... it's... I don't know if I'd go as far to call 3 a bad movie. It's just not a good Jurassic Park movie.
I think I got hung up on the pop, shitting on it just because it's a third one.
And I will say, I said the same thing about Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
I was just going to say, yeah.
I'm probably going to get fucked so hard when we get to that one.
I can't say about the third Jurassic Park because I haven't seen it yet, but...
It's all right. I've seen it within the last couple
I remember
years.
enjoying the second one.
I think I've said this on podcasts before. I like Lost World up until they get to San Diego, and then I'm just kind of like...
I think you said that at the beginning of this commentary.
Not this one. Like this.
You've commented on them
sure,
getting to
watch
San
out.
Diego.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I think it may be in whatever episode. I want to say episode 42. Either that or the Mad Beyond Thunderdome commentary.
All of them.
Yeah. Or in the original shooting script, this was supposed to be a Stegosaurus, but Spielberg's favorite dinosaur is a Triceratops.
Stegosaurus is my favorite dinosaur.
So
There's a great Stegosaurus scene in Lost World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they're the first, not counting the compies in the open. They're the first dinosaur you see.
Yeah. Or at least like the first big scene with dinosaurs, other than the compies.
Dinosaurs.
Dino
High
DNA.
five me. Please. I just shit so hardcore. And I'm passing out now.
So, I remember for the longest time thinking that this was supposed to be like a reference to it being pregnant and having like morning sickness and whatnot. And like they even like hint at it with like the whole like looking at the stool samples and being like, oh yeah, no, there's no poisonous berries in it, blah blah blah, and like they never really revisit it.
There's no payoff. It just takes Ellie Sattler off the map.
Yeah, there is a like a page of the script from like a deleted sequence or even like one that they never filmed where it does pay off and it's like she gets back to the base camp or whatever the hell it's called. The complex, the compound, and finds out that there was berries, like deep in the stool and whatnot or whatever. But I really wanted it to be like morning sickness, but also it's not a mammal, so I think someone like tried to correct me and say that because it's not a mammal, it doesn't get the same kind of morning sickness that a mammal would. Granted, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know that for sure.
Seriously,
Or even
sure.
a paleontologist,
True.
which I suppose is a type of doctor.
I'm not any kind of doctor. Just to clear that off.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to find a way to make you still hot.
Yeah.
But you're talking about poo.
Yeah, you're gonna stick your hands in shit. It's kind of a deal breaker.
Unless it was his.
Yeah. That's how. Yeah.
That's not you telling people to get back in their cars. Saunter over to the
Hey,
giant pile
girl.
of shit.
Yeah.
Hey, girl. Heard you like shit. That always got the biggest laugh, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that being like,
And then
that was like the first time I had been to a movie theater where there was like swearing in a movie, and I was like, and I feel like I probably like turned to my parents and been like, "Am I allowed to see the rest of this movie?"
Am I in trouble?
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
this was the first movie I ever saw at the Arlington Cinema and Draft House, because we saw it at Centerville not Centerville, Springfield Cineplex Odeon at Springfield Mall, and after the scene with the ripples in the water cup, my mom was like, "Oh, we should go to Arlington Cinema and Draft House and watch this because their sound system is so like crazy that you'll be able to see that water doing that like on the table in front of you, because it's one of those places where you can get food and whatnot."
The one time a lawyer comes up with a good idea.
Zing bang boom.
I'm destroying the environment out here with my gas-powered Jeep. We've bonded.
Yeah. Please leave me alone.
I'm tired of all you creepy guys.
So what's that high five?
Up top.
That's actual hurricane footage from the delaying the production. Spielberg was like, let's get some actual footage.
And
We could use it.
now Wayne Knight's watching a QuickTime video. How many minutes are you cutting off of this thing? Ooh, that's an intense shot. That's one perfect shot right there. That is too. It could have been raining. I'm being uncharacteristically nice to everyone. Shut up.
He doesn't seem nervous at all.
Why is he zipping up his jacket? It's like he's going outside. Just like chaos. Gotta collect them all.
Or to be turned into a fly.
Do any of you know which dinosaur is misspelled on the thing that he's?
Something.
Because I remember reading somewhere that one of the dinosaurs on the little cryogenic thing in this room is misspelled.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Again, I watched the shit out of this movie.
When it has the T-Rex thing, it's just a picture of Mark Bolan.
Yeah. Aha. Might have been Stegosaurus, yeah, by the looks of it.
Because I plan on jerking off to her later tonight. There's a screensaver that you can get that's basically a visualization of Nedry's screen.
Oh, really?
And you try to click away or to wake it back up, and it pops up with him going, you didn't say the magic word. It was Stegosaurus. It's spelled Stegosaurus, but they spell it on the screen as Stegosaurus.
That's what I said.
I'm just confirming with the internet.
The web.
Yeah.
Smash through!
Because if I remember correctly, you said, I believe.
Well, no,
It was
no,
Stegosaurus.
when it actually came up.
I had already started looking it up, so I guess I wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention.
Is that a Jabba the Hutt on his top of his thing?
Yes.
No, we're good. We're good. If you think about it, they're good up until they have to reset the power.
Yeah, because they have to shut down everything.
Yeah.
I forget the doctor's name, but the picture that he has.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer, the father of the nuclear bomb, or whatever.
I have become the destroyer.
I have become death, destroyer of worlds. And Jesus wept, for
Now
there are no more worlds to conquer.
For the record, that was pointed to the left.
Yes, I
Yep.
concur. You know, if he just
Something I always wondered as a kid.
if he just used the sun, he'd be able to tell the direction. Oh, hey, he even has a nuclear bomb, mushroom cloud thought bubble, all the way down to the filter.
I love how Lex is a better computer programmer than Samuel L. Jackson, career computer programmer.
To be fair, she got the benefit of
A rebooted
the
system.
the rebooted system, which he needed in order to complete the hack.
I always just thought that as a kid, I always thought that was a bit of a. It was like, oh, Samuel Jackson doesn't know how to work computers. Hate this hack of crap, because he does.
Why didn't they retract the goat when they were leaving the T-Rex exhibit?
Because they had already said their goodbyes and they didn't want to get all tearied up when he returned. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then he doesn't do it.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Watch me not. The all-time great reveals. Like you were joking with the Weird Al stuff earlier, like Spielberg knows how to reveal a monster, man.
Yeah.
Jericho's getting a little hot in there.
End of days. It's from Jericho's band. Yeah, that or it's the band called Jericho.
Yeah, his band's called Fozzy.
Oh yeah, no, it's Fozzy.
Because he started out as a Ozzy cover band, so they were fake Ozzy, and then they just the name stuck. He's got a great podcast. If you've never listened to Talk Is Jericho,
I have not.
I feel like made a joke about him looking like the girl in this, but he really is. His podcast is awesome.
He's gonna come find you.
He could kick the shit out of me, no problem, because he's a big dude.
You'd like that.
Maybe.
I'll just get Kevin Nash to defend me. Not sure if I would dress him up like Super Shredder or the guy from...
Or the Russian?
Yeah.
He's also in John Wick.
Oh?
Yeah, he's the when John Wick's about to go into the first big nightclub. That always freaked me out as a kid.
Oh, the bouncer?
Yeah, and he's like, take a night off, and he like takes the thing out of his ear, and he's like, thanks,
Oh.
Mr. Wick, or whatever. That's Kevin Nash.
Well, that's a shame that he didn't get more to do.
Yeah, he didn't kill him.
Yeah, it would have been cool to... Maybe he'll be in John Wick 2.
Yeah, Kevin Nash, John Wick. He was known as Diesel in the WWF, WWE. And then he went to WCW just as Kevin Nash, a.k.a. Big Sexy. Okay, so one of my best friends, when he first saw this movie, because we were young and dumb,
And full of cum.
thought that the lawyer signed a contract and gave his life to this movie. Like, was killed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, was killed. Because it was, we didn't know. Everything was... He actually thought that he died on set.
Because that is a legit death.
Being eaten by a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It looked so real. It
I mean,
scared
if
the
you-
shit out of my sister.
Yeah.
If you had to go,
Yeah.
I think that'd be a pretty sweet way to go.
I love the noises, the growl and the roar that he makes.
There's like, if I remember correctly, there's like 5 different animals being mixed together to make that.
He did something similar for the roar that Jaws... It's funny to say like a shark has a roar because they don't roar.
Yeah.
But the growl and roar that Jaws makes.
He roars.
Is that...
Here, let's get something.
Is there any truth to that? I mean, I don't know how they would have known.
I looked it up at one point years ago, and if I remember correctly, it has something to do with like the shape of its eye cavity. They can kind of assume the quality of its eyesight.
Okay.
So like they can like theorize that it had shitty eyes, but that's also because. And I think it's also something to do with like the size of the brain cavity too. But even with that, its nose would be so good that
were they
wouldn't matter.
dumb?
Yes.
T-Rex, yeah.
Most dinosaurs, they're about as intelligent as typical like house pets.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, this whole scene is just like perfect. I always thought this scene too is where Goldblum kind of like shows that he's kind of like a sleaze sometimes, but he means well.
When the time comes.
Yeah, when the time comes, he's a good guy. But it always bummed me out though because I was a fan of his as a kid. It pretty much puts him out of commission the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like Oracle, with with Hammond.
That was always like the coolest scene.
Was that the moment, Josh, where your sister was like, "We're done," or was it?
No.
Had it already happened?
No, it's the lawyer.
Oh, it's the lawyer. It's the lawyer scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't gotten to that yet then.
Yeah.
Apparently, that actually like scared the window coming down on them scared the shit out of the kids because it wasn't supposed to break the way that it did.
Yeah.
So that's genuine terror coming from them.
And the Jeep or the
This is
Explorer.
the screensaver coming up, right? That you had, or no, the Trapper Keeper shot.
Yeah.
It's my tire.
Basically, that shot right there, where this shot, but it was a different angle. It's not the angle that they used in the movie. It was like a promotional shot, so it's a slightly different angle.
I love that sound.
Yeah, but it's like a whale and a tiger and a lion. Like all like mixed together. It's just like she's in a
I think
puddle of shit.
Well, I think Spielberg had described it as I think he wanted every animal in there to sound like it was eating the next, kind of like the Beatles with "Good Morning, Good Morning."
Yeah. Playing fetch with the T-Rex.
Yeah. That's the fucking dream, man. Everybody chill.
I think Cameron had listed. I don't know. I feel like Michael Biehn or somebody, one of the Cameron regulars, was supposed to be Ian Malcolm.
All right, Jessica Butler, close your eyes.
Yeah, right about here is where it starts up.
And also, I love you.
And hysterical crying. And me just laughing and giggling.
Okay, Jessica, it's okay to open your eyes again. Because clearly you're watching this along with us. Because why wouldn't you want to support your brother's endeavors?
It's just like the Scream Jericho that's right here is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That should be like one of his finishing moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Covering himself in mud
Before he does the lion tamer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe its eyesight is so weak that it wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them and its surroundings.
Yeah.
But he would also be able to smell that there is flesh,
Yeah.
that there is a live body.
Yeah, and I feel like if I remember the book, The Lost World, since obviously it was written after the release of this film, Crichton kind of pokes fun at that. Like, I think somebody tries to freeze hide from a dinosaur and they just fucking eat him.
Oh my god, this scene where they're climbing down was always like one of the most high anxiety parts for me as a kid. But at the same time, also like the biggest wait, what? Because we just saw the T-Rex climb out of here.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really much climbing involved.
Yeah.
Like, the land was about the same level.
Just put the chokehold on him.
Yeah, Jericho chokehold.
Jericho the chokehold.
But now we see that there's a big dip because they wanted a cool scene where they're climbing down a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be there
Yeah.
because, the T-Rex was just walking there.
So what?
But yeah, that was fucking terrifying because I couldn't tell that was a fake car and superimposed. Oh. Sorry, Josh, what?
So what you're saying is the terrain of his habitat changes.
Yeah, it's inconsistent. Once it starts raining, it just washed away. That fucking cigarette just bouncing around. That's what I said, bitch. Sure. Here's my invitation. I feel this is also like one of the most subdued Sam Jackson roles I've ever seen.
Yeah, because Sam was saying earlier, like, this is probably most of our introductions to him. And it is. That, and then, like, as a kid watching Patriot Games, you get, like, super young Sam Jackson. Kicks a lot of ass in that movie.
Shows up in Clear and Prison Danger 2, right?
I don't think so. I think it's...
Is it just Patriot Games?
Yeah. I might be wrong, but I want to say it was just Patriot Games. Because, like, when they all, like, bust in the Ryan house at the end, and he just, like, takes out a bunch of them.
Also, this is some of the most slapsticky...
Well, the sound effect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The sound effect that doesn't... There's a sound...
There
it is. Doesn't need to be there, but...
It was.
There it
is. It was for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. To remind you, it's going to be okay. You just saw a man be eaten off a toilet.
I like that attitude.
Yeah.
And then without his glasses, he finds the rope. Immediately.
Yeah.
This dinosaur's so cool.
Dilophosaurus.
I feel like it doesn't actually have the fins either.
Yeah, well, that's something that when survive fossilization. I think they talk about that on like the commentary or something like that.
Mm. They're all female.
I don't understand English.
Yeah.
Do I look extinct to you?
The sound effects they give him are great.
Dude, just kick it. You can kick. You have legs. Well, maybe he's too far away.
Yeah.
Maybe he's too fat. And then money shot. And more slapstick.
Yeah. There you go.
And then he's wasting his time from here on out.
I remember as a kid, I always thought that
That Lost World had something to do with that.
any of the sequels would have something to do with that. But
Yeah.
none of the
No.
sequels had to do. Because it seems like a pretty big, kind of almost Chekhov's Gunnian kind of thing. Something that would have a big payoff later.
Yeah, but then it just gets buried in mud.
Yeah. Just shit.
Yeah.
Just shit everywhere.
The way he cleans his
That's like
face.
me after
Yeah.
Chipotle.
Oh, God.
Not that.
Yeah. That's me after Chipotle trying to wash my face.
Yeah. It's just such a big shit. You need to take a shower afterwards. Yeah, I might as well, man. Just start over. Start the day over.
But that's not what I'm going to do.
Does she not realize that he got eaten for it?
She doesn't care. She's in shock.
Yeah.
She came out to have a good time, and she's feeling really attacked right now.
Whose fault is that?
John Hammond's.
Not hers. I don't
For
know.
sure.
I don't know where you're
You're
going
victim
with that
blaming.
one. Those tires hold up.
Yeah.
It's because they
All
did
terrain.
all terrain. They spared no expense,
Mm.
and neither should you. B.F. Goodrich doesn't.
All terrain. Even tree branches.
Quick note, we're not being paid to plug that.
If only. B.F. Goodrich, be on the lookout.
Hey.
I'm expecting new tires for my
Yeah.
car.
I remember the reveal of Tim, and here he's kind of sitting there. He's like, I'm one with this car.
I am the car man.
Yeah. Know me.
There is no spoon. What? I am become death.
This is another, like, stressful whole scene
Yeah.
here.
Oh, God.
No.
Never mind. I'll leave you here.
He's like, that's gross, bro. And he just leaves.
Oh, I'm an idiot for thinking that would hold my weight.
I'm also an idiot not thinking I could just climb sideways on the other side of the tree.
Yeah.
Or even climb around to the other side of the car and let the boy out. All right, Tim. Now let's get right underneath the car. No, I don't have a dad. Thanks. That's a really sore memory. I'm looking down right now. Notice that the branches gave way before the tires. We're dead. Oh, wait. No, we're not.
Literally an entire fucking tree.
It's almost like the tree is round.
Yeah.
You could just move.
Captain, he's not fighting three-dimensionally.
Okay, stay here. We're safe here. Oh, okay, we'll move.
T-Rex is sitting in there like, I didn't do anything. It was all like this before I got here. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Blue. Why didn't the T-Rex, finish eating Gennaro?
Because he was a lawyer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Smarm. It's nice to know that even torn to shreds, he can still make a cheesy joke.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake has mentioned this, but did either of you guys watch the 3D re-release a couple years ago of this film?
I did. The post-production 3D was not as good as I have favorably looked upon Episode 3 or the Avengers: Age of Ultron. I remember there was a scene where there was like a leaf blowing in the wind, or a branch with really long digit leaves. And you could see that they just kind of did a cutout of the whole leaf and pulled it, closer to the audience. So, like, even the stuff that you would see between the leaves that was way in the background was still popping up at you. And I was like, oh.
I think I skipped it in favor of the realization that I've already seen this movie. The ticket doesn't justify it in crappy 3D at the time.
I'm sorry that you don't love fun.
I saw the same day as Evil Dead, and I'm sure everyone, probably Sam included, who was near me that day was probably sick to death of hearing me talk about how amazing Evil Dead was. I couldn't shut up about it. I still love that movie. And I had quite a fun time watching this one as well. Yes. She screams like really well in this.
She was basically just competing against the T-Rex for his scream off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the T-Rex just gets bored.
Yeah. No.
I think it would make it more exciting.
T-Rex agrees.
Yeah. I'll let you live. You just remember that.
Oh, I have an ascot. Well, I mean, it's not an ascot per se, but... Another tree? I just had a traumatic event inside a tree.
Do you like raptors more or T-Rexes more? Because it always seems to come down to like the big, badass ones, and this one obviously at least.
I've always been a T-Rex kid.
Yeah.
I don't,
and
actually,
partly because of the band, because I love T-Rex.
I didn't even know that Velociraptors were a thing until this movie.
Yeah.
Also, they're Utah Raptors, not.
I also love like
Velociraptors are much smaller.
Yes.
I'm getting way ahead of myself, but like, the T-Rex is like kind of the fucking hero in the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is
It
awesome.
wasn't originally written that way either.
Really?
Originally, they were supposed to use the skeletons to kill the Velociraptors. One was supposed to jump into the mouth of the T-Rex, and they jump on the top of the skull, and it kills one, and then they just drop bones on the other one, because I guess they ran out of cool.
Well, I'm glad that they changed it to the T-Rex, because that's like my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, even though it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
For something that's so big, it can create impact tremors.
Yeah. It's like that thing that if you can't see it, if the audience can't see it, it's because it's not there.
Yeah.
I hate the other kind.
I hope I don't get sneezed on.
Vegisaurus, Lex. Vegisaurus.
Are they Metasaurus or Vegisaurus?
Oh, that's my penis.
My penis.
My peen.
That's what Ellie's going to do. I don't know about me. That was a terrible joke. Get out of this tree.
Those are like jokes on a popsicle. You know what I love about the band T-Rex is that when they were like a folky hippie band in the 60s, they were called Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then when they became like a glam rock band that was badass, they just went by T-Rex.
51% motherfucker, 49% son of a bitch.
Maybe one day.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Kevin Smith is bringing us moose jaws, so anything's possible.
Moose jaws.
I hope he is able to keep it that name too. I would hate, for it to change name. Like,
well, Jaws is like his favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. But like how like Tusk started out as the Walrus and the Carpenter.
Oh, is that was the original?
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, that's why the podcast episode is called that.
Well, Wallace and the Carpenter is also a poem by Lewis Carroll from Alice in Wonderland.
I mean, it's never stopped anyone from reusing the title before.
No, but I think that's what they were quoting. Because if I remember correctly, it was always kind of like, we call it Tusk.
Tusk. Should just call it Walrus. Yes.
Tusk. Who do ya?
You know they play the podcast during the end credits. If you ever stick around.
Just
clips of it,
yeah,
not the full like thing,
where you,
full hour long,
yeah. But where it makes the realization. He's like, oh my god,
so fucking cool. Remember that restaurant? Was it in Tyson's? That was like the Rainforest Cafe.
I know there was a Rainforest Cafe at.
It kind of reminds me of this
Springfield Mall. Yeah, I always hated that place.
That's such. When you think back at it now, like that place. No one would do that now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, which is probably why it's not around.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's none anywhere. But
there's a in downtown Disney in Orlando. There's a dinosaur themed one.
Okay, that makes sense for like there. But I don't know. If you just Sam, did you ever go to a Rainforest Cafe?
I've only seen it from the exterior. I've never been inside.
I'm surprised. Like my parents were like, "Yeah, let's eat here." It was so weird.
It's really a bad restaurant to eat in unless you're a child, maybe.
I don't even remember
because
the food.
The food is horrible, but there's so much.
I don't remember enjoying it at all.
Going on around you with all the animatronics,
loud, and they have like the mist.
Yeah.
going, and it's like, yeah.
Well, it depends on the section too you eat in.
Yeah. Do you want to be covered in mist and spray?
Yes.
For the proper rainforest,
miss me.
And this is why there's no
steak rare and
this
then
is
covered in milk.
This is why there's no more of those.
Because creepers like that.
Yeah.
Here, doesn't he seem a little angrily trying to defend himself?
I'm not saying he can't be. He's a saint in the entire fucking movie, Josh. I'm saying in the book he's a straight up asshole.
And because I didn't have respect, it went out. That line always annoyed me.
So, sorry, I had to look it up real quick. There's still 32 restaurants around the area.
Shall we go?
Its headquarters is in Houston, Texas. It was founded in 1994 in Minnesota. Net income, let's see. Yeah, it's still around.
Where's the closest one?
Give me that ice cream.
I look dead to you, motherfucker.
Let's see. Okay, there's one in downtown Disney at Disneyland Resort, New Jersey, Animal Kingdom, duh. Florida, Minnesota.
The prime rainforest cities.
Yeah, looks like Jersey.
Especially Minnesota.
Jersey's probably going to be the closest if you ever wanted to go.
All right, let's go.
Yep.
So
after we finish
I take it
recording
back.
this.
I guess that they're still around. Good for them. Good for them. Excuse me.
Don't mind me. This is just my natural habitat you all are infringing upon.
Give me the veggies. Give me the veggies.
Yeah. I like my dessert first. Okay, give me the veggies.
And then it just yanks and makes him fly off the tree.
Yeah.
Because I'm a doctor.
I like cows.
I don't care for horse flesh, but I like cows.
It doesn't matter what your name is. Right in the mouth. Gross. It's like, there is no God, and just walks away.
Just dives off the tree.
Yeah, we were extinct, you know.
Oh, the exposition that she's a computer nerd. I'm in the 90s.
Yeah. Ever see that movie, Hackers? Which actually hadn't come out yet.
Angelina Jolie's in it, with the guy that would later be Sherlock Holmes on the crappy American Elementary show that Josh loves.
The look of just like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, what's his
Fuck
name?
you, man. Fuck you.
Hey, fuck you, do.
Yeah.
Johnny Lee Miller?
No. I'm talking about the one of the other guys that's in it. I was going to be like, oh, and this guy's also in it, but the guy that played Shaggy on the live action.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard's in that shit too.
From In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale directed by Yui Boll.
Oh, Jesus, he was in that?
He's the guy that tries to become the king.
Oh.
I love Yui Boll. He'll box anyone that has anything bad to say about his movies.
Oh, yeah, heaven forbid.
He hasn't boxed me yet.
Well,
give it.
Challenge stands.
Here's the thing. One of the guys, I don't know if it was on IGN or Reddit, somebody was like, oh, when he first announced like the boxing, he's like, I want in. He's like, you haven't written anything about me. So he went out of his way to write a review of a Yui Boll movie and make it as scathing as possible just so, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sexual Goldblum,
Yeah.
which is to say...
Most sexual.
yeah, which is to say Goldblum.
That's what I'll be thinking about tonight.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how. So he went out of his way to write a review, and true to his word, Yui Boll challenged him or extended his boxing invite.
Personalized it. He also wants to kick the shit out of Quentin Tarantino.
And Michael Bay.
I forget why, but probably just because they shit on his movies.
Yeah, probably because they, actually make good ones.
Wow. Michael Bay.
To
be fair,
I saw The Rock.
To be fair, Michael Bay's movies have an amount of quality to them.
Yeah, they're actually,
and
coherent.
they make money. People pay for them.
They put asses in seats.
Yeah. And explosions in the air.
There's that Lysine contingency. Yeah.
We're all aware of that.
That was never a matter of debate.
Yeah, it was
you're the one that we had to convince that there was a problem.
The one thing that didn't need to be said. It's like if you're all eating at dinner and he's just like, "We are eating."
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know what? It did give him that really cool, push in.
Yeah.
That we love.
Oh
yeah. Let me go ahead and prepare this light now, instead of waiting, and getting it ahead of time.
Now here's like an early. It's like a music video with like the lights in the background.
Oh, nothing happened. Maybe I should switch on the other switches too. Well, that wasn't a Hammond line. He's so sweaty too.
He dies in the book, and they just kind of resurrect him in the beginning of The Lost World. Because of the, he was such a breakout character in this movie. Crichton was like, fine.
How does he go out in the book?
He,
hard. That sounds like most people go out pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, no, literally, he has an erection.
Oh.
Yeah. He, probably. He, I think he bleeds out. Because of the wound to his...
so he has a similar, like he gets knocked out by
the
T-Rex.
Breaks his leg.
He had a lysine deficiency.
Yeah. And we'll see in the sequel that he has an on and off limp to reference that.
So this is the scene that the kid that I went to school with was in.
And apparently me too.
Yeah. He was in my grade, but he graduated from the school that we both went to, so you would have been to school with him for at least 3
Metasources.
For some reason, I thought this was the coolest scene in the movie.
It is one of the coolest ones.
Here's the line.
They're waka-flocking this way.
I use that line way too much in real life.
Chances are they probably would have been fine had they stayed still.
I don't know. They look like they'd knock one of them over.
No, these things are doing a great job of evading them. It's more dangerous for them to be under that tree that's rocking like that. So, yep, there he was. That was his breakout scene. That might be him, too.
Surprise, motherfuckers!
Look at all that blood.
Tried so violently to fight back and just went out hard.
Yeah, he's kind of like, hey, wait a minute.
Friends!
Look at that fucking creeper smirk on Sam Neill.
Yeah.
I love that the T-Rex is just like having a ball going around Jurassic Park, just
snacking,
messing shit up.
I mean, if you're looking for a good time, just give him a call.
Yeah. I always thought T-Rex did write the greatest rock song of all time is 20th Century Boy.
It's not memory lane, How long, John? How long's he been gone?
We don't... Apparently, Spielberg is quite the gun enthusiast. Has quite the robust collection. And Muldoon's shotgun he kept from, the film. It's in his collection.
Nice.
I approve.
Spielberg's just like, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
good,
Just
Josh.
speaking
Josh
of,
Butler approves. His sister couldn't handle it, but he can.
Speaking
I don't
of
know why he
like
sounds like
props,
that.
keeping props, I just read today that Affleck wanted to keep the bat suit from Batman v Superman, and
So we could have sex.
they were
in
like
it.
for $100,000, and he's like, "I'll just take my picture with it."
I would have given it to him.
I don't know how to use words.
Yeah, why is that even there? Why is that like, oh, since you're a woman, I can handle it.
Since I'm a geriatric man and you're a able-bodied woman.
Yes, since I require a cane
Yeah.
and you're 25.
Nice headset. He's got to look cool and flip up the one side of his hat. Well, I mean, they were powered by electricity, so it makes sense.
I really do wish we could have seen him like be more of like a track, have like a really long extended hunt, and like actually take some of them out.
Like
Yeah.
Chris Pratt in Jurassic World, probably.
It's almost like Boba Fett. He's like cool but doesn't do anything.
What if Pratt's character is the son of him?
Oh, Muldoon Jr.
I know you might have already said this, Sam, but what happens to him in the book?
He survives.
Oh.
He makes it.
Wait, that's not in the movie.
Yeah, Gennaro survives, and Muldoon survive, whereas Hammond
tree.
Hammond dies in the book. Wu dies in the book, and
Yeah, Wu just kind of disappears. We don't even see.
yeah, we just kind of assume that he took the ferry, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's never any indication that he's sticking around or leaving.
Should he stay or should he go?
Darling, you gotta let me know.
If he
How does
goes,
Hammond
there will
die
be
in the
trouble.
book?
Who dies?
Hammond?
Hammond's killed by copies. And in fact,
What a
they
bitch way to go.
Yeah.
they had originally written it in the into this, but you'll see it again in the Lost World. Because you don't see copies at all in this movie now that I think about it.
I guess they didn't want to blow their load in one film.
I just blew a load in my face. Anyone in the studio saw what I did. Everybody at home.
I'm just so used to it that it didn't faze me at all.
Everybody at home, you just gotta close your eyes and imagine.
It's like the most fucked up thing to do to these
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Haven't they been through enough?
No.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm having fun with children.
Yeah. Now he
Character
gets
development.
now he gets a sense of humor.
Nope, it's
Yeah. Okay.
nope, steel wire. Damn.
Must climb faster, must climb faster.
To be fair,
Yeah.
maybe Tim could probably fit
I
through.
was about to
Yeah.
say, they
And he's the one who
Both
gets zapped.
look pretty thin enough to go through.
I mean, Jericho could just ripped it open.
End of days. I swear it's a Fozzy song.
Fozzie's been around for a while.
If you think about it, after Goldblum helps her, using the schematic, he doesn't have any lines for the rest of the film.
Yeah, like I was saying, it always bums me out that like he has this kind of little heroic moment trying to save the kids, and then he's basically just sidelined.
Again, in the script, he was originally supposed to die, just like the book.
Was it because of Goldblum? They were like, let's keep him around.
Yeah, probably. They saw how well he, how charismatic he was. But yeah, in the sequel book for The Lost World, they're like, he miraculously recovered. Like that's just like in the beginning, like
it's just like the first sentence of the book,
and you immediately know who they're talking about.
Pretty sure I have a Grant action figure, and what's her name? Laura Dern.
Ellie Sattler.
Yeah, they all came with like the JP drawn on them.
JP,
you know me.
I'm thinking about Jurassic Park for the Atari Jaguar, where you shoot a floppy disk that has the word dump on it.
Dump.
It's a pretty shitty game.
Yeah, dump.
I'm just going to take my time working down, which is, I guess, fortunate for Tim. Can't pronounce the H, apparently. 1, 2, 3.
Well, he isn't American.
Things like that.
Things like that. Trying to think what the biggest thing I've seen Sam Neill in outside of Jurassic Parks 1 and 3 are.
Mouth of Madness.
That's pretty big. That's definitely up there.
The big thing for me is Event Horizon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Lawrence
for October.
Yeah, it's Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah. Larry Fishburne.
Yeah.
If
just
you
like
Pee Wee.
Now. What's the other? He's also in. Always scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, that was like the big thing. In the 3D thing.
Oh yeah.
That was. Whew.
But the
He play a lawman or a gangster at one point?
Sam Neill?
Yeah.
He's a lawman in Peaky Blinders.
Ah, Tom Hardy's in that, which I have yet to get to his...
Yeah, I don't think he shows up until season 2.
Yeah.
He's also in... He's the titular character in The Omen 3, Damien.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought his name was Omen. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What a weird thing to do.
If you think about it, she does this in the entire span of time that Muldoon is, because he's still.
That's right. He's still doing his thing. We just don't get to see it.
Chugging along.
He has like
looking at us.
Yeah. What are you gonna say? He's got very muscular legs. I still know how to say that without being insanely weird, but. Oh, he was in Bicentennial Man. That's another one. Yeah.
And what an unfortunate movie to be.
And Wimbledon.
Yeah. I'm just looking over some of his stuff.
He is. You don't even get to see the death.
Never extend the stock on that shotgun.
He played Detective Sergeant Ray Murphy
for the
on
longest
Dirty
time, I
Deeds.
never noticed the raptor there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just saw the
focused on the snake.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Sam always focuses on the snake.
Memoirs of an Invisible Man with Chevy Chase. He was in. Yep.
He was the titular Merlin.
I remember that mini
Oh,
series.
yeah. I think I still own that on VHS.
It's the worst nickname. Big Tim, the human piece of toast. All right.
I smell ice cream. I guess it wasn't ice cream. Some sort of cake.
Various cheesecakes, tiramisus.
Maybe even some flan.
Yes.
This is when she just like wills herself to go run.
I don't know why she has a limp, but she does.
I think
She got it when she was being attacked by the velociraptor.
Well, I thought
she
like,
has it while she's climbing out of the thing.
I always thought it was because like her like headphone or whatever, like her wiring wrapped around and got like just like.
I guess
again, I don't think you ever actually see that. Just that was my rationale because when I was watching this as a kid, I never understood why.
Apparently, they didn't trust her to shake it enough on her own, so just off frame, there's somebody like shaking her elbow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And she's like, in interviews, and she's like, I probably could have done it by myself, but they didn't let me.
Yeah. Jericho, don't you?
I feel like looks like he's gonna get cauliflower ear, even though I don't think you get it from having your eardrums rupture.
I think it's from...
But who knows?
Yeah. I'm not a wrestler.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
We established that earlier.
Yes. That'll be our recurring. Chris Nolan, still not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
Yeah.
Stay at a Holiday Inn?
I did.
Oh, there you go.
Holiday Inn Express. Apparently they shot this, the kitchen stuff during his birthday.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Joe Mazzello. Get stalked by velociraptors.
The most fun a kid can have on their birthday.
Such a badass with that shotgun. Too bad he never actually gets anything with it.
Why is Goldblum staring at her ass? The real question is, why aren't you?
About to say, we know.
Because he's maximum Goldblum.
Yeah.
I feel like he's always pretty maximum.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't as maximum like during his Law and Order days.
Yeah.
He only lasted a single season, then he's like, okay, I've had enough.
There's not enough
He's perfect as Ruxin's dad in
yes.
In the league.
Yes.
That's a perfect
See his
casting.
vinegar strokes.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good show. I've decided to start rewatching it.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of stuff at my bar a little while ago for the draft, and just watching it made me want to watch the league and Blue Mountain State.
Dick move.
Still, these like graphics for these dinosaurs are impressive as fuck.
I remember a couple years ago watching this with my sister. We were on like a family vacation, and I don't think she believed me when I told her it was like from like '93, because it's still like, to this day looks really, really good.
Yeah.
One of Spielberg's influences visually, or at least for the special effects, was Terminator 2. And both of those films, special effects still hold up.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, and in both movies, there's a beautiful mix of like puppetry and CGI, because it's right at that time where CGI was first like kind of being born, so they couldn't do everything. But it's just so good. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Sounds like food. I can't move. I'm paralyzed with fear. This was such a good gag, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can kind of see her get into it.
Yeah.
On the other angle. Yeah.
It's really well done. I love the look on the raptor's face. It's just like, I just got duped, man. I'm so embarrassed.
I'm still going to stay low, even though they know where I am.
And this one, man, closes the door hard on its face.
Yeah. Everyone's limping. Everyone with his, I mean, he got electrocuted, so it's a little more.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Gonna get you. Ow.
Oh man, like I don't.
The way she's just running.
Yeah.
Productive as always, unless she's working a Unix system.
Wait for it. Ah!
You killed my brother, or I guess technically sister.
Fuck you.
Yeah. That's a Clint Eastwood face.
You get to hear him shoot off a couple shots.
Yeah, he's guns.
They're coming through the windows.
I always loved this, right here.
Oh yeah. Welcome to my world.
I know how to use door handles, bitch.
Somebody grab the gun and just shoot it in the face. It would make it so much easier. Okay, you could just hold the door closed.
I was doing a pretty good job before you got there.
I love
Tim just bounce around.
Just, jumping around.
Jump around. Jump around. No, it's not. It's weird. All of his file management is anime references. Shows that I don't watch.
What is this folder that says hentai?
This folder marked celebrity upskirts is pretty big. It said chemical. Triumphant music. Hiding his boner. Did you see the face he was making? That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, and jerking him off under the blanket.
Yeah.
You know, he should just continue with the joke of the children are dead. It's in the helicopters.
That's pretty precise shots for a shotgun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially buckshot.
Interesting that the shell would stay inside the... whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he had slugs, but doubtful.
Maybe he
Still
yeah.
really tiny for slugs.
I don't need your ladder.
Wife.
Yeah. The look on the raptor's face is like, look what I found.
I love that shot.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have a projector right in the middle of the room, but whatever.
For that shot.
Yeah, right here. Can I party? Yeah.
This shot
party.
was a really difficult shot right here because
That's cool.
the stunt double accidentally looks up at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
And so they had to digitally mask the actress's actual face over the
Still
stunt
looks good.
double. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
awkward.
That's when they actually got Chris Jericho.
Yeah. And Sam Neill got to grab his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it still kind of has the setup for using the bones as weapons.
It would have been cool to see him like do like the tag team of like jumping on the mouth and crushing it or stabbing it.
Spielberg thought it'd be too like impractical and just kind of like an awkward finale.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Listening to you describe it, I was like, I don't know if that would have been that easy to pull off.
Or even that entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, neither did Spielberg. Apparently, it was such a late in production change that the Sega Genesis game, I don't know if you guys remember, or the Super Nintendo game, if you guys had that one instead, you used the bones to kill the Velociraptors.
I never got that far. I wasn't very good at that game.
Yeah.
It got tough.
Hanging tough.
I just played the arcade version.
The Arcade Fire version.
Still easily my favorite scene in the movie.
I know how to go through curtain. Ta-da!
Let me raise my spirit fingers.
I keep thinking that Raptor would have been a great Bond villain.
Yeah.
Just dramatic faces.
Where you going? Where you going?
Did you guys see the pilot of Archer, where Archer was replaced by a raptor?
No.
No, it's the exact same episode, but they use the skin of a velociraptor or a Utah raptor, if I may, and then the voice acting is replaced by just screeching.
Yeah,
but everything else is the exact same. It's like on YouTube or something like that. It's readily available online.
Yeah.
Was this like something someone else did, or
No,
was it FX?
It was something that FX did as a joke.
Oh, okay.
Or who knows? Maybe it was serious. I don't know. I'm not here to be Judge Judy and executioner. I'm going to build an island that's twice as dangerous.
Dude, when he throws the raptor into like the bones and just like fuck you, and that's so cool.
So they kind of used the ending. Just the T-Rex did it.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping through the trees.
Reminding everyone who's boss.
Get it, guys? I'm a T-Rex, and I was standing in front of the Jurassic Park logo.
So basically, after abandoning the park, all the dinosaurs just eventually coma up and die.
Yeah, because of the lysine deficiency.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
in a way,
do they?
it's a
Maybe
little...
that's the plot of Jurassic World.
I mean, in a way, it's a little depressing.
Well, they explain it off pretty quickly in The Lost World.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm's like, what about the lysine deficiency? That plot point that we kind of glazed over in the first movie.
We didn't use that on this one.
Yeah, and John Hammond's just like, oh, they got it somehow. And he was like, oh, okay. Now go to my island and rescue Julianne
Go
Moore.
to my other island, rescue your wife, ex-wife,
girlfriend.
Yeah. And your daughter, who's going to stow away with you.
And Richard Schiff from the West Wing, who'll get eaten. And Vince Vaughn. Everyone forgets Vince Vaughn's in The Lost World.
Because that was when Vince Vaughn wasn't a household name.
Yeah. You'll see next week, guys. You'll see.
You'll see.
Don't worry. You'll see.
Such a nice boy. I'm going to kill them both.
And then you.
He's thinking, I still don't want these little shits.
I went through hell in space, but this was worse.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it happened later, but yeah.
But yeah, it still happened.
Oh no, the dinosaurs are getting off the island. Wait, no, those are birds. Never mind.
Trying to remember how they explain the dinosaurs reaching the mainland in the original Jurassic Park. They just kind of like are in Costa Rica, but they're starting to die off because of lysine. Like, oh, okay.
I mean, in the book, the T-Rex can swim. So maybe it swims
all the way to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know how far away Costa Rica is. I'm not a geographer.
I don't know if they ever I mean, it's not a real island, but I don't know if they actually establish what the expanse is. But yeah, that's Jurassic Park. Yay! Still cool. All these years.
Always cool, man.
Over 20 years later, I'm still watching Jurassic Park and still loving it every time. It's one of those VHS tapes that just bore the fuck out.
I still got the VHS around here.
Yeah.
VCR doesn't work anymore, though.
Nah.
But it's okay, because I got it on Blu-ray, too.
Now, any thoughts as we exit the
Bob Peck.
exit the film?
It's always a fun time. I always enjoy watching Jurassic Park, and I'm looking forward to. I guess I'm looking forward to seeing the third one. I've only seen the second one. I think maybe once or twice. I almost choked to death on a milk dud seeing it in the theater. The second one, that is. So,
I'm a big fan of some of the points where they tried to one up Jurassic Park in Lost World, like when the camper is dangling off the edge of a cliff. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to watching that again.
Yeah, I feel like Lost World is much more of the action-oriented picture.
It's like the
Yeah.
aliens.
Yeah, because we've at that point the novelty of seeing dinosaurs has been spent. We know they can do it. Let's see them in action, and that's what the Lost World is. All right, so it's been another installment of Geek Out Commentary with Jurassic Park. as we get ready for Jurassic World. We'll see you guys next week with The Lost World.
Good night.
All right.